Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in this video we're going to talk about a couple of interesting stories that are out here on strangesounds.org. Lake Mead out there in the southwest of the U.S., near Lake Powell, falls to an unprecedented low, exposing one of the reservoir's original water intake valves. And the condition out there. I just did another video about it, but unprecedented territory in the West. And it's drought-stricken California, it's drought-stricken everywhere. Lake Mead is so low that it's one of its original intake valves is now exposed. And it says that Lake Mead, the largest man-made reservoir in the country, is a water source for millions of people, has an unprecedented low. The valve has been in service since 1971, but can no longer draw water, according to the Southern Nevada Water Authority, which is responsible for managing water resources for 2.2 million people in Southern Nevada, including Las Vegas. So, the photo was taken Monday, shows the eldest of the agency's 3 intake valves high and dry above the water line. So that valve is just no longer operational. But the good news is now, they make this sound like good news. Okay, it says as a result, the Water Authority has begun operating new low lake pumping station for the first time, a valve situated deeper at the bottom of Lake Mead. The station, which began construction in 2015 and was completed in 2020, is capable of delivering water with the lake at a much lower level and was built to protect the region's water resource in light of worsening drought. And it's not really protecting the water resource, it's protecting the pipelines that feed the water to millions of people. But the resource itself is being drained. Okay, and they say here there was no impact to the operation's ability to deliver water. Customers didn't notice anything. It was a seamless transition. I mean, that's just kind of funny. That's great that people didn't notice anything because they're like, what? No, there's not a problem. I mean, look, water's still coming from my tap. But this situation out here is not improving. Here they have a video by the DOBRNICH channel, and I'm not going to play it, but right here at 3:33, we have Lake Powell's water level, and today its inflow was 12,246, and the outflow was 8,058. So it increased, by about 1/10 of a foot. Okay, now Lake Mead's water, it's changes. Well, it says it's up 0.12 feet, but its inflow is 16.5 and its outflow is 16.9. So how that went up 1-2 feet, I'm not exactly sure, but these are at really dangerous low levels. And another interesting thing that happened with these dangerous low levels is I started at the bottom of this news page here, but right here, Lake Mead dries out as a body was found in a barrel at the bottom of the lake. Yeah. And as the Daily Mail reports it, Lake Mead gives up its mob secrets. Bodies of 1980s Vegas shooting victim is found in steel barrel on receding shoreline of the lagoon, and cops expect to find more as water level drops further. So, the Las Vegas police announced Tuesday that the body found in a barrel at the bottom of Lake Mead is likely a man killed by gunshot in the 70s or 80s. So, cops say more bodies may surface as the water drops. So, yeah, that's how low the water level is at Lake Mead. We're at the bottom where, when people get dropped in barrels, they they go to the bottom. And then when and if the water dries up, that they reappear. So that's how low the water is out there. And millions upon millions of people, if things don't improve, millions upon millions of people and businesses, taps are just going to run dry pretty soon. Now, here's an interesting story. Stinky toxic clouds form throughout Bogota, Colombia. And these white foam containing contaminants overflowed the Balsillas River in Colombia and entered a neighborhood near Bogota. These are toxic. It says to the naked eye it may appear like mounds of snow have piled up on portions of Colombia, South America in recent days. However, it turns out the substance is much more harmful and foul smelling than that. So, um, yeah, they say they've had this problem for years. The smell is terrible. They've had to put up with it for a long time. And now with this big foam, they're afraid. And it says that the experts say the foam is formed as sewage and household detergents mix within areas of turbulent water, which may be caused by a narrowing of a river or an object jutting out of the water, such as a bridge. Runoff can also exacerbate the problem. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting, and it's all toxic. And people will be like, "Well, hey, that's Colombia." So, well, you know what? I just did a report that over 50% of the U.S. water is too polluted to fish, drink, or swim in. So, with the state of this country, the water is just going to get more and more polluted as America collapses more. And this could be a situation that happens here. So, yeah, just interesting things happening here. I don't know. Look at that. Oh, look at the police sketch of who took Madeleine McCann, and who does that look like? That I that's very interesting. But meanwhile, right here, as it is, Antarctica is at record colds. India is so hot that landfills are spontaneously combusting. Yeah. Smoke hung over New Delhi for a second day Wednesday after a massive landfill caught fire during a scorching heat wave. They say, the workers endure hazardous conditions. I'm not going to play the video. I don't know copyrights, but that doesn't look pretty there. And they say there's a fire every year. It's not new. There's a risk to life and livelihood, but what do? They say that they're poor, they can't afford to leave, and I mean, look at just that. Landfill fires are just. I mean, everything is in landfills. It's yeah, just. Uh, it says that the landfill in northern Delhi's BHALSWA is taller than a 17-story building and covers an area bigger than 50 football fields. So, that's pretty tall. And when these landfills get burning, just every toxic and chemical and everything in them, just the smoke, the air, the pollution, that is definitely not good. But spontaneously combusting because of how hot it is in India. And meanwhile, Antarctica now is cold as, I don't know if I can say that word here, HELL, 8 days in a row, um, 103, negative 103 Fahrenheit. And normally at this time of year, it's around negative 2 degrees Celsius at the South Pole Station. And now, oh, it's negative 76.8 Celsius, which is 106.2. So they're having some cold down there in Antarctica. And the interesting thing about that is, yeah, they're also having some cold down there in Argentina. They have heavy snowfalls and blizzard conditions right now. So, Argentina down there in Patagonia, just north of Antarctica. But the interesting thing about this cold in Antarctica is that just a few weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, on March 28th, 2022, Antarctica was 70 degrees above normal. So, that's a big difference in just a matter of 5 weeks. I mean, I know there's temperature variations, and I know one time in Montana, when I first moved here, December and January would routinely, I mean, not every night, but at least 10 nights out of like December and January would be like negative 40, negative 45. And at one of those times, like 2 days later, it was 45 degrees above zero. And I was like, that's 100 degrees difference, in just a few days. But, yeah, a few days ago, make up your mind, Antarctica. A few weeks ago, it was 70 degrees above normal. And meanwhile, right now, it is, cold as, I'm not sure, hell, I guess I can say hell, cold as hell. Hell doesn't really get cold, but I think you understand what they're saying there. So that's just some interesting news from some, crazy goings on in the world. It's just, I think things just keep getting crazier out there on this planet, and weather conditions are changing. And right down here at the end of this article, there is um, a promo for mega drought. And Steve put this out a couple years ago, and it really is, it's about the pandemic, it's about the food shortages, it's about the economic collapse and how it really is all brought about. And this is really affecting things too. So there's some stability is just really no longer the norm, and now we're at extremes many places, and the Southwest might find out about that. But for right now, I mean, they make it sound like right here, there's not a problem at all because there was no impact to the operation to deliver water. The customers didn't notice anything. So, are they conserving water? Are they really? I don't know. Uh, I, it's still just coming out their tap. So they'll just keep acting like there's not a problem because right here the authorities are acting like it's not a problem, even though they had to start using this station because it's at such dangerous water levels. So it's very scary times out there, people. Enjoy every day. You can be informed and still enjoy every day. And if you're out there in the West, respect your water. Okay? If you're visiting the West, anywhere, respect your water. So stay tuned, people.